Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Before you put out your recycling, look over the plastic containers that had food in them. This only applies to packages, though, that had food. You want to look on the bottom of the plastic container for a triangle with a 1 in it, and then it'll say PET or PETE. That stands for polyethylene template or something like that, and it's a food-grade, safe plastic storage container. These are harder sided, they're sturdier, and they're going to be safe to reuse to store your food storage. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you wash them very carefully. Get them all clean with soap and water. Clean them well. And if they contained a food that had a strong odor, sometimes the odor remains. So you can fill them with water, add about 1/4 cup of baking soda, shake it all around, and allow it to sit, because that can help remove the odor of the previous food. Now, once they're completely clean and dry, these are great for storing dried foods, the same kind of foods you could store in canning jars, Mylar bags, buckets, or buy in number 10 cans. Foods that contain less than 10% moisture. Rice, beans, oatmeals, pastas, lentils. Foods that we know have a very long shelf life and that they're perfect for storing away for long-term food storage. If you're just starting to prep and times are hard right now, it's difficult to even find things in the store, so this may be the perfect option to help you still be able to gather and store dried foods. You don't want to leave foods in paper or cardboard packages because they get stale, they can get infested with weevils and things, and it's just not the proper way to help foods last. Once you fill your containers, if you have oxygen absorbers, you can place one in the top and tighten the lid, and it'll help your food last longer. But if you're unable to get oxygen absorbers, go ahead and put on the lid and feel confident that your food is stored so that it's going to last a lot longer. You can see I have a variety of containers. You may recognize them as sports drinks and iced teas, even vinegar, and soda bottles. With some of the soda bottles, I found that ones with strong odors, I was never able to completely get rid of the scent, and I don't want it to flavor my food. I fill those up with extra water and place them under the sink or in the bathroom, out in the garage, somewhere that is cool and dry, but they're not going to freeze. And then the water is there for hygiene and washing purposes if the water should ever stop running. Other containers that are not appropriate for storing dry foods still can be very useful for your prepping needs. Fill them with water, stick them in the freezer. Then if the power goes out, not only will it help to keep your food colder, but then when it does thaw out, you have an additional source of water. Sturdy containers with lids are also a good way to organize your prepping supplies. You can store things from like matches, cotton balls, all kinds of different little doodads and gadgets. Put the things in here, label them, and set them away with your prepping supply. So before you recycle containers, think about how you can repurpose them, reuse them to help make your food storage and your prepping supplies more useful and longer lasting. If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone you think might enjoy it. Learn more at alaskagranny.com, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.